Hello YouTube, Brent Peter here with you. Coming to you from the Philippines. Just made her down to the pool here. Thought I'd make a little video talk to y'all about preparing to come to the Philippines. First things you need to do, or what I would do if I was about to cross the pond, you know, come halfway across the world, and you're thinking about calling this home, or you're thinking about living here full time. Things that I did and things that I wish I did. First off, start selling your shit. I don't care what it is. Don't do that storage. I'm gonna put it in storage. This is too sentimental. This is too important. Sell it. Get rid of all that shit. Like I say, I don't care what it is. Everything you own is just an anchor. And I'm the worst in the world when it comes to collecting shit and thinking that I needed to not get rid of nothing. I had so much shit and still got way too much shit, but get rid of it. Sell it, give it away, walk away from it, leave it, abandon it. It don't matter. If you're going through a divorce, let her have it all. Give her every damn thing. I'm talking about mementos, pictures, especially if you got kids and shit. What do you want that shit for? I mean, what better place is there than you know, your ex-wife or somewhere to, you know, because if anybody's going to get it, it's your kids. So it's not like you're going to get shit at the end of the day anyway. Just give it to her. It's a whole lot safer in her hands than it is in some storage bin or some storage unit getting rained on and molded and all kinds of who knows, you know, and you're just paying $150 a month for nothing. I know it's hard. I had more shit than the average man, believe me. I mean, even cars and trucks. Not just a few. I mean, I had acres of them. So get rid of it. Second of all, I would start looking into your health. Get your checkups, get your medicine right, get your doctors to give you longer, lengthier prescriptions. You know, the longer you get, the cheaper it is anyway. So hit him up for them 90-day, 6-month subscriptions. You know, your blood pressure medicines, that kind of stuff. Sure, you can probably get everything you need over here, but prolong them doctor visits. You know, the longer you got over here, if you've got 6 months supply of blood pressure medicine, you don't have to worry about it for say 5 months, and then you get over here and you start finding out where to find it. You know, I'm not saying to wait till the last minute to find where to get your medicine or not. I'm just saying the longer the better. You know, the longer amount of time that you got before you got to start really worrying about your health concerns, the better. So do that. Get your banking information straightened out. Get your what I did is I've got several different banking accounts, but my one hometown bank that I really always dealt with back in Oklahoma, I've got 3 accounts at that same bank. I've got a checking account, I've got a farm account, and I've got a joint account that I set up when my son was in high school. So if he needed a little money, I could just put him a little money in there. He had an ATM card, I had an ATM card, and I don't know what kind of account that is, but somehow, hell, he's 26 years old now, and that account survived. I mean, it hung on. So for some reason another, you know, it's hooked to my banking app, where I can just throw a little money in there and he can get it, or he can, if I'm in a bind, he can throw a little money in it and I can get to it. It's just like an open-ended account that both of us can throw money into it. So if you've got somebody back home that you trust, or you could do something like that with, that's an excellent option, because, you know, a bill will come up back home that I'd forgot about or whatever. I can just tell my son, hey, will you get a little money out of that account and handle that? And he always comes through. You know, I'm blessed to have that. But if you can do something like that, I would highly suggest doing that. I'd say, I know a bunch of people are worried about their cell phone numbers, you know, coming over here and wanting to keep their cell phone number. if you're gonna be gone over here for any amount of time, I know some business accounts and stuff you want to keep your number. What I did, and I'm not saying this is the way to go, because I wish I would have just done away with my number. I kept my number, and I just made it. My phone is paid for, so every country I go to, I just buy a SIM card, and you pay nearly nothing for cell phone. I think I said I'm paying $5 a month. For cell phone over here, when in the United States I was paying like 60 or 70. But instead of just, what I did is I went to the lowest plan, kept my number, and just they're still taking my money out of my bank account every month for that phone number that I don't ever use. But the reason I did that is because if a lot of times all your banking information or your apps or your, they'll want to send you a one-time confirmation to this code, make sure it's still you, or to make sure nobody's hacking your shit, and they'll send you a one-time code to your telephone number. But you can set that up to where it's through an email instead of that telephone number. So there's no need in paying. I think I'm paying $30 a month for Verizon, and I don't need that. That's just wasted $30 a month. I know it don't sound like a bunch, but a bunch of that adds up. When I left Oklahoma, I made sure and turned my electricity off this time, because last time I come over here, for even though it was just 2 or 3 months, I was gone for, I guess, a little over 2 months. I'm paying $100 and something minimum per month for electricity, even though I'd pulled the meter because I didn't want nothing happening while I was gone. But you still got to pay a minimum. I hadn't paid $100 electric bills. Of course, I ain't paid electric bill since I've been here, but knock on wood, $100 is a lot of money for electric bill. So that's just extra money in your pocket if you just eliminate stuff like that. Sell your house. Sell your house, sell your cars, sell it all. I know it's scary to think that what happens if I come. And I'm telling you this, if I did the little 2-month recon mission, I come over here for 2 months before I decided to make this full-time deal. And so I knew, and that's who I'm talking to. If you're not thinking, if you hadn't done the little recon deal over here, because the Philippines isn't for everybody, folks. I mean, you got to be a special breed of person to get over here and enjoy it and let it be what it is, because it'll get on a lot of people's nerves from back in the West, because it's just a slower pace, and it's different. It's the Philippines. It's not the United States. It's not Canada. It's not wherever you come from. It's their own way, and that's the way they do it. And if you don't like it, go on, don't let the door hit you in the ass type deal. So get over here and do your little recon mission. But if you really think that's what you want to do, get them ducks in a row. I know people talk about having like Magic Jack and that kind of like a Google phone. I don't know nothing about that, but I was talking to a gentleman today, said that's what he has, and he's been here a month and a half, and it's worked perfect. Yeah, do that. Back to the banking deal, there's a Wise app I think you can use, where it's just one of those apps you can send yourself money and stuff like that. I know a lot of people talk good about that. What I did is I opened up a Charles Schwab account where I can just transfer money from app to app on my cell phone, just from my one bank to my Charles Schwab account. Pay everything or get out all my money, all my ATM cards or ATM fees and stuff are covered through Charles Schwab. They reimburse you for all the fees, the little catch me, fuck me fees that they hit you with over here, and a lot of them add up too. So think about doing that. I do not have that option anymore, because when I went to Thailand, here in the Philippines, you put your ATM card out, you do your little transaction. The first thing it does is spit your ATM card out. Thailand, the first thing it does is spit your money out, and yours truly walked away with his ATM card still in the damn machine. So I no longer have a Charles Schwab card. I've still got an account, but I've never had so when I got back from Thailand, I hadn't had an address permanent enough to have faith in the snail mail to get me a card over here. And I still don't know. I've got this place for 3 months. I still don't know if I'm gonna worry about getting that card sent over here or not, just because it's so hard to deal with people back in the West when you're over here. You know, you're a 13-hour time difference, so you got to stay up till midnight for anybody to be at work over there, or you know, 10 or 11 o'clock or something like that. So. But anyway, just make sure you have several ways to access your money. I come over here with, I think, 3 ATM cards. I say 3.5 because I've got a Navy Federal account that's got an ATM card. I just hadn't used it, but I think if I really had to, I could go to using it. But it's not one of them deals that I've tested. I used it when I was in Mexico years ago. I got a new card before I come over here. That's one of the main things you want to do, is get fresh cards with fresh, you know, with the expirations dated way on down the road. You don't want to come over here and 2 months later figure out that your ATM's going to expire. Because like I say, it's a pain in the ass getting all that stuff taken care of, getting your new card over here and that kind of stuff. But the cool deal about the hometown bank, I know I'm bouncing around quite a bit here, but the cool deal about the hometown bank and having them 3 accounts, and I wish I would have had 3 ATM cards for each of those accounts, but one of them, like I say, one of them was a farm account that I just had for like a checkbook, and one of them I had an ATM, and my other one was the little emergency deal that I had for my son. But if I would have thought about it, I would have got an ATM card for each of them. But anyway, the cool thing about that deal is when I was in Vietnam, my account got hacked, and my regular account that was connected to my ATM card. Well, instead of having to worry about them still hitting it or whatever, I just immediately transferred all my money from the one that got hacked to one of the other 2. And that way, that just kind of put a freeze on what they could do. Yeah, they kept trying to hit it, but when there's no money, there's no money, you know, and you're a whole lot more liable to get reimbursed through the bank on an ATM card. You know, it's one of them deals. I had to fill out a claim and report, and if I think took them a couple of weeks to they hit me for like $1,500. It took them a couple of weeks to get my money back to me, and I think there was an ongoing report or investigation that if in the next, you know, 6 weeks, if they felt that maybe it was me doing that shit instead of a hacker or whatever, they could have took their money back or whatever. But anyway, I was able to nip it in the butt immediately because I just swapped it to my other account. And then, of course, they was trying to hit it, but it was, instead of taking my money, it was hitting me with insufficient charges. And that's what I mean by the bank is more liable to just wipe that right off the table, because nobody got their money. But if I would have just left it alone while the bank was closed that weekend, waiting on them, the hell, they might have racked it up to $5,000. You never know, and just drained everything. But I was able to stop the bleeding. I was able to stop the bleeding and not have to worry about, you know, going any deeper in debt, and eventually got all that worked out. And still had 2 accounts available that I can still work with. So keep that in mind. Like I say, I've got the Navy Federal account, but I haven't used it. I need to check into that. I really do. Same thing with your credit cards. Make sure they're fresh, newly issued, with the expiration dates way out there. Hook them up to your email, so you know, so them codes that, because you get over here, you'll want to use something, buy something online, it'll send you a verification code through your email. No problem at all. I've had a trouble with, I think one credit card that I've got. Every time I tried to use Cebu Pacific, seemed like it would always kick it out unless I went through one of them travel agents like eDreams or any of them. So Keep that in mind. Uh, let's see, the credit cards, the phone, the banking information, the selling your shit. Like I say, get just everything you own is an anchor, folks. It took me years and years and years to understand that. You know, I always thought you needed to back up this, a back up that, and you don't. You absolutely don't. Yeah, it may be sentimental to you, but it ain't sentimental to nobody else. Nobody wants your old shit. When you die, they're just gonna bag that shit up and throw it away if they've got any sense. You know, they might keep a sack or two of something, but why deal with that? Give it to them now. Give it to them now. If you're that worried about it, give that shit to them now. Take your guns and that kind of shit. I'm lucky. I've got good people. I've got good kids, good family. My gun case, I just told me and my cousins and them loaded that shit up, and they took it to their house. It's safe and sound. And what I say that. Me and my youngest son, hell, we went and got a couple guns to go hunting. I think when we was on the last time I was there, or break or whatever, and we couldn't find a gun. And I asked my cousin, so what happened to that gun? And he said, you don't remember, dumbass? You and Jake come got that gun or whatever. And hell, I couldn't remember, you know, just and I got to think about it. Sure enough, that's what happened. But the guns and all that stuff, let them worry about it. Let you know, that stuff's going to be there. What good's having a gun to you over here? You know what I mean? You can't have one over here anyway. So either sell it, give it away. I think that's the main points, or the main issues. Is, I would say, don't bring a lot of shit over here, folks. Bring the bare minimum. Footwear and shorts. If you're a bigger guy, you know, t-shirts you can pretty much find. Even if you're a big guy, don't bring a bunch of toiletries and shit. Just avoid, especially if you're going to get over here and do a lot of traveling or bouncing around and not have a primary home, because you're only allowed 15 pounds, 7 kilos of shit on these smaller airlines or cheaper airlines, and they'll get their money back in a hurry. I had to pay extra baggage fee from Vietnam over here, $70 for one bag, just because I'd bought a cheap coat or some cheap t-shirts or whatever. I could have threw that shit away and bought brand new shit when I got here, and been well ahead. And plus, you don't have to carry that shit, so keep that in mind. Sure, there's a lot of stuff over here you can't find, but 90% of it you can find close to what you had, or to get you by. No matter what it is. Sure, there's comforts of home that you want to bring with you, but there's no need to drag that shit around. I've got a GoPro and a damn drone that I've carried with me for 9 months now. I've carried it to Japan, Vietnam, Taiwan, Taipei, Thailand. I've carried that shit on so many different airplanes. Never even flew the drone. Don't know how to fly the drone. I used the GoPro on my little motorbike in Vietnam trip. Used it and figured out it's such a hassle to get it from this card to my phone. I've always got my phone. This is the best vlogging camera you can have. This little iPhone mini or whatever phone you've got in your pocket. You know why? Because it's always in your pocket. You just break that some bitch out and bam, go to vlogging. And when you go to edit, I've got a little app on my phone. We go to editing. So totally wish that I would have never, one, bought that shit to begin with, but two, brought it over here, because now I've got to drag it around, because it's about $700 worth of gear that you hate to just throw away. But at some point, you know, when are you finally going to break it, or when are you finally going to, you know, dragging that shit from country to country and not using it? So they do say that your electronics, like your laptops and your that kind of stuff, is important to buy back in the West. I've never tried to buy anything like that here. I did buy a little cheap cell phone over here, because I thought, well, I don't want to screw mine up, and if I'm out motorbiking, I can use one for, you know, just kind of a map deal. And if it rains on the sumbitch and it tears up, you know, I'm not having to replace an iPhone. But it was so big and bulky. I don't like big and bulky, so hell, I wound up giving it to that last girlfriend of mine. Hell, good riddance, you know. I didn't like it. Maybe she can get some use out of it. You know, you're talking about a $100 phone, $80 phone, something like that. So no big deal at all. But if you're looking to buy electronics and stuff, I would say go ahead and buy them in the United States or wherever you're at on your coming over here, because you know some of these brands I've never heard of, and I've heard vloggers say that they're more expensive over here. Like I say, I couldn't tell you. I don't really know of anything else that I would absolutely want to bring over here, because like I say, you can get pretty much anything over here. It may take you a long time to find it or to find exactly what you're looking for, but you can usually find it. And if not, ask another expat that's been here a while. He can probably point you in the right direction. I know when I got over here, and a lot of the reason I made it come back from Thailand, I couldn't find snuff anywhere, and I finally talked to it. I seen a guy dipping snuff up there at Valencia on the boulevard deal, or the little park deal. And I said, hey, where you get your snuff? And he pointed me in the right direction, so I know where to get snuff here in Dumaguete now. So got back from Thailand, they didn't have nothing but wintergreen. So I've been dipping wintergreen the last week or so, but give them a couple of weeks, they'll have my flavor. It's not my flavor. It's Stoker's, I think's the name of it. But it's snuff, and I can deal with it. You know, I think that's my main talking points, or the things I wanted to cover. But the number one is get rid of your shit, folks. Get rid of those anchors. Give it away, sell it, let her have it. Come to the Philippines, see if this place is for you. That's all I got for now, folks. This is Brent's Tripping. Peace. Look who come to check on the flooring guy, the sick flooring guy.
Hi.
We got Ann and Myra.
Hi.
Cooking the sick guy some, what are we cooking? Pork chops?
Pork chop. Yeah, the pork chop is there.
Pork chops on the stove.
Yeah, on the stove. And then she's going to cook the vegetable.
Compliments of
Yeah.
the cook Ann and the nurse lady Myra.
Yes.
Even brought me some medication.
Yes. Yeah.
Malapit na siya ako.
Pretty awesome. All right, folks.